What impact does planned obsolescence have on the environment? And what is the relationship between companies and consumers with the durability of products? In these videos, Régis Renaud examines the market mechanism behind the various forms of obsolescence. He also discusses the concept of negative externalities, which invites us to consider the real cost to the environment of our society of accumulation.
Hello, my name is Régis Renaud. I'm a professor of economics at CY Cergy Paris Université. One of my areas of expertise is monopoly power, and this will be somewhat relevant to what I'm going to talk about today. And what is this? Well, this is an incandescent light bulb. Not like one of those LED light bulbs we are now used to that don't produce any heat, don't consume much, and last a very long time. Those incandescent light bulbs, they heat up very quickly, they consume a lot, and they don't last very long. Well, actually, their lifespan was decided at some point by the producers themselves. In 1924, the major players in the industry in Europe and North America gathered in Geneva, and they constituted what we call a cartel. It was called the Phoebus cartel, after the god of light. A cartel is a group of large firms who get together and coordinate in order to control the market they are in, so that they have full power, just as if they were a monopoly, basically, on the market. So what did they do? Well, they decided that they should have a standard for how long a light bulb lasts, and this standard was that it shouldn't last more than 1,000 hours. And, well, this may seem a bit suspect, because in those days there were light bulbs that lasted twice as long, more than twice as long, actually. And so it seems like this decision was aimed at gaining some control over the market, which after all is what a cartel is about, trying to control the market. I'll come back to that a bit later. Why did they do that? Well, there's a standard explanation that you can read everywhere, which is that the producers were worried that if light bulbs started lasting longer and longer due to technological progress, then they wouldn't be able to sell many light bulbs anymore, because people wouldn't need to buy light bulbs so much, because the light bulbs lasted so long that they just would replace them only infrequently. So they were worried that their sales would go down, and to avoid this, they decided that the lifespan of the light bulbs should remain short to maintain their profits. Well, now, as an economist, I must point out that profit is not only about, selling large quantities. It's also about at what price you sell those quantities, and it's also about at what cost you produce them. And actually, I would imagine that many of you would agree that, well, if some firm or some firms are capable of producing light bulbs that last a very long time, they could actually sell them for a very high price and maintain high profits even though the sales would fall. Then the explanation that they were really intent on keeping the quantities they were selling high does not make any sense from this point of view. Now the question is, well, how did they decide on the length of time a light bulb should produce light? On what basis did they make this decision? Now, basically, if you have monopoly power over a market, you select a price which is high enough so that you generate enough revenue, and then given this price, you sell a certain quantity. Now, given this quantity you are selling, you would like to minimize the cost at which you are producing this quantity. Now, from what we explained, the relevant quantity, remember that we said that the buyers actually will be willing to pay more for a light bulb that lasts longer, meaning that what really matters is not the number of light bulbs, but it's actually the number of hours of light that you are selling. Okay, so basically what you are trying to figure out is the right price for each hour of light, and then